The Superstition Wilderness is 160,000 acres of beautiful desert wilderness. Living in Phoenix, I'm lucky enough to call this my backyard. I have been all over the Superstitions. This past weekend, I had put together a loop that I've been looking at for quite a while. I was going to take the hardest hikes in the Superstitions, cherry pick the best destinations, and visit them all in one glorious trip. I'd call this route the Whole Enchilada. The route would start at the Siphon Draw trailhead. If you ask anybody familiar with the Superstitions what the hardest trail is out there, most people are going to say Flatiron. Hiking up to Flatiron is just under 3 miles, 3,000 feet of elevation gain, and incredible views. But that isn't the hardest hike in the Superstitions. The hardest hike is if you continue on past Flatiron on the Ridgeline. Ridgeline continues on another 8 or so miles to Carney Springs, and then you take Carney Springs Trail down to your car and shuttle back around. Except that wasn't my plan. Instead, I would go up to Robbers Roost over to the Fremont Saddle, then take the Peralta Trail past Weaver's Needle back towards my truck on the other side of the Superstitions. Eventually, I would link up with the Boulder Canyon Trail and do a little side trip up Battleship Mountain. Battleship Mountain's one of my favorite hikes in the Superstitions. It's notorious for its exposure and off-trail scrambling, not to mention the incredible views from the top. Once I was done with Battleship, we'd get back on the Boulder Canyon Trail, take that second water, first water, crosscut, and back to my truck. It was going to be an epic 3-day, 2-night route, visiting some of the most iconic views in the Superstitions. And among people who know the Supes, I'd be a legend. That was the plan anyway. At the Siphon Draw trailhead in the Superstition Wilderness, just got to climb that. And then keep going and climb a bunch of other stuff. So day one, biggest challenge right behind me. Got to climb up that thing. Get to the top of that. That's Flatiron. Go along Ridgeline. The goal, hopefully I get towards the other end of Ridgeline. If I'm really lucky, down to Carney Springs. Right now, focusing on climbing up that thing. A lot further away and higher up than it looks. All right, I'm maybe halfway in, third of the way up. It's right behind me, taunting me, isn't it? Hardest part is carrying all the water from today and for tomorrow. No water up on Ridgeline, but I'm getting there. It's beautiful up here. Not crowded. It's Friday morning. Somebody makes noises like a monkey right behind me. Okay, I'm gonna keep going up the hill. So I'm in the chute. Spot's so cool. Check this out. Yeah, getting there. Slowly but surely. Yeah, the problem with Flatiron, even though I'm like 3/4 of the way, at least half, maybe 2/3 of the elevation is right there at the end. I'm here in the chute. Got to get up there to Flatiron. Right up there somewhere. Only like a half mile to go. It's a hard half mile. I'll get there. Trick when you're going up Flatiron is stated to the left. You go right, you're gonna be walking in stuff like that. And that's no fun. This is the only time I've climbed Flatiron that I've not made that mistake. It's no fun, trust me. Go to the left. Sorry, there's no more video, but I gotta use both my hands for climbing. Really scrambly right at the top, but I'm almost there. It's right there. Made it up Flatiron. Now all I have to do is climb out to, out there. And then way down about there and out there and across here and back to the truck.
I have a little baby.
Okay, so done with Flatiron on the ridgeline. That was miserable time. I think it took me like 4 hours, 4.5 hours to get to the top of Flatiron. Definitely my worst time. I've got a lot of water. There's no water up here. I'm gonna camp on ridgeline somewhere tonight. So had to carry all my water with me. And yeah, I'm just not conditioned for this sort of thing. So slow, whatever. I'm here on the ridgeline. Go as far as I want now. Nice leisurely pace. I think ridgeline is one of those things that when I look back at it, I remember it as easier than it really was. So I may be in for an unpleasant surprise, but whatever. I'm up here, my water's up here. It's all downhill, except the parts that are uphill. It's been a while since I did ridgeline. Seem to remember it being more flat. It is not flat. Gotta go down there, up there, and I think over that. Let's get at it. How's my hair? All right, finally got to camp. Not as far as I wanted. I wanted to get to Carney Springs, but I got to my original location just under 8 miles. Got to climb up that stuff tomorrow. Start the day out, and then down to Carney Springs, up to Robbers Roost, down to Fremont Saddle, Peralta to Boulder Canyon, and probably camp. Was hoping to get Battleship tomorrow. I think that's probably 12 miles, what I just said, just to get there. So I'll move faster because I'm not bringing as much water.
but I gotta have time to do Battleship. So tomorrow I'll focus on getting there, set up camp, wake up early in the morning on Sunday, Battleship, second water to first water to Crosscut, and back to the truck. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Set up camp. Do this again tomorrow. This was my idea. I don't want to get out of bed. Gotta get going though. It was windy last night. Still windy. It's a demoralizing morning. Just super windy. Packing up the tent was frustrating. It's blowing around. Don't have enough water for coffee. My first thing is up the hill. I just gotta strap that pack over. Not feeling it, but I gotta do it. Okay, got to a spot sheltered from the wind. Man, it's blowing. Almost blew me over just walking on a flat trail. I don't know if I'm gonna make this. I'm low on water and it's windy, and the true fact of the matter is I underestimated it, or overestimated myself. I gotta get up this last climb. This part's really difficult. This part of Ridgeline, go down to Carney Springs. I'm gonna look up at the roost and see how I feel. I don't know, that may be it. This may just be a Ridgeline video. I'm giving up. Underestimated the trail, overestimated me. I hate failing at this stuff. I know a lot of it's in my head. Done this before in a day. I'm just going so slow, stopping so often. It's not the pack weight anymore, the water's gone. That's another problem though. But yeah, I'm done, I'm finished. Gonna go up over this last ridge and down Carney Springs, and Tina's gonna pick me up, take me back to the truck. Not sure if I'm gonna put the whole loop description in this video, but if I do, feel free to try it. It's not the loop, it's me. I need a cheeseburger. That'll help. I wonder why I'm not in good enough shape to do this. I don't know, it's the mountain.
Oh, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Most of my life been waging war. Till I found peace, I could've swore. What she did shook me to the core. And I ain't gonna live like that no more.
You are my favorite person ever.
Well, I ain't gonna
Thank you.
live like this no more. Trouble comes when the barmaid pours.
Let's go home.
Another for a man who should have found the door. Oh, when I get gone,
yeah.
roar. Oh, I can't live like this no more.
Oh man, I don't know what one to choose. I'll come back to that. You're all right.
So, yeah, not the video I wanted to make. Lots of mistakes in here. The first one being I just overestimated my ability. I was not physically up for this hike. And, you know, I don't want to make excuses, but I'd just gotten over COVID like a month ago, and I'm just not back to 100%. And I knew that. I mean, if you watch any of my videos, I've done much more difficult hikes. I've even done this hike in a single day with an overnight pack. But, you know, I just wasn't up for it. I knew that. I just saw summer coming on, warmer temps, water levels out there were going down. I felt pressure to get in before another trip, and I just went for it, thinking somehow mentally I would overpower, and I didn't have it. I've never hiked so slow. I've never taken so many breaks. I just wasn't getting there. So, number one, overestimated myself. The next thing was water. I didn't bring enough. I just didn't think I was going to use as much as I did on the hike in. I was running low, even though I was rationing it. And I knew when I got down to Carney Springs, I could go up and over to the Fremont Saddle if I could physically make it. But at that point, once I started towards Boulder Canyon, I was just going deeper and deeper into the wilderness. And if I didn't have the stamina or the speed to get to Boulder Canyon, I wouldn't have any water. Yeah, that's one of the main concerns out in the Superstitions. I didn't bring enough. That just would have added to pack weight, which just would have made my just would have made it harder on me to hike. So I just messed that one up. That's Superstition 101. Anyway, the last thing in hindsight, I kind of suffered from what I like to call hiker's amnesia. And that's when you hike a trail and you suffer and you get a little bit of distance and time between you and that hike. And all of a sudden, all you remember are the good parts. I swore this was an easier hike than I knew it was. I just kind of forgot all of the scrambling parts and how slow it went when you had to go, you know, climbing up Flatiron. You're using your hands. It's a very physical hike. Add a pack onto that, you're a little off balance. And it just added to the difficulty and slowing my pace. And yeah, I'm already sitting here thinking maybe I'll try it again in a couple of weeks, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. It was that bad. Anyway, that's what you get. I mean, I would love that every one of these videos I accomplished what I wanted, but you know, I'm just an average guy that likes to hike, and sometimes I make mistakes and sometimes I don't accomplish what I want to. And I don't mind sharing that with everybody. I really think that sometimes you learn more from your mistakes and your failures than you do from your successes. So if you want to try the hike, Superstitions are still out there. Go for it. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. You'll be fine. Don't do it. Anyway, we're done here.
Okay, look back again over.
You recording?
It's been recording the whole time.
Oh, great.
Okay.
That's got to be the dumbest thing ever.
Pretty much